Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Brittany and today's video is going to be a new pen day video. I'm also going to be sharing with you some personal updates while I ink this up and get it ready to go. And then I'm going to be using some Tomoe River paper today for my swatching. I had mentioned in a previous video how I wanted to start doing that just because Tomoe River paper takes fountain pen ink a little bit differently than other papers. And then I want to share some stationery that a dear friend had gifted me recently because I think it's beautiful. But yeah, so this new pen is a Kakuno, and one of my pen pals introduced me to the Kakuno Fountain Pen Series. This is part of the Family Series, and that's just like a color collection. And this is the Blue Clear, which is the father or papa pen. So I did get a kit with a converter in it because these pens come with a cartridge and I want to put my own ink in it. So I'm also going to be sharing with you a new fountain pen ink. I've never used this brand before, so I'm going to get that swatched as well in my swatch book. Which I need to grab that, by the way. Okay, got my swatch book ready. So let's get this open. Now, if you've been following along with my Kakuno specific fountain pen videos, I have been trying to collect the family set of the Kakunos, which you can see it here. There is kind of like a lime green clear, that's the baby. The light teal is the boy. The pink is the girl. And the coral is the mother. But this one is the father, the blue. So, like I said, I bought a kit that came with a converter. And this is the twisting kind. Previously, I had shown a button or a push type of converter. I really liked those, but I couldn't find a kit that had one like that, so I went with this one. Just gonna get it set up here. There we go. And then this ink is new to me. It is the Hongdian Blueish Gray. Now, I've never used this brand before. I did see quite a few bottles on Amazon when I was ordering this. That's where I got the pen as well. But curious to see how it works with a fountain pen and the different types of papers I have here. Just crack this seal here. There we go. I don't remember if this ink has shimmer or not. I don't think that it does. We'll find out. I love that bottle though. That's cute. So it says non-carbon. You can use it with fountain pen or brush. 60 milliliter bottle. Very nice. Does not appear to have shimmer. So let me see if I can get this inked up. And while I'm doing that, I just want to give a little bit of an update on some personal stuff. The past week, I've been on break from my classes, and I did go to the doctors. I got some answers. Some of my labs have been coming back. I have been diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia, which I have long suspected that. So I'm really glad that this new doctor did a more thorough blood lab draw to find that out. I had been asking, I've been to, this is my 5th doctor now, I think. I had been asking for like a full blood panel workup for years and nobody would listen to me. They're like, oh, you're just overworked. Oh, you're this, you're that. Well, you know, I quit my healthcare profession career, so I'm not overworked. I'm just, you know, I felt tired all the time. And they're like, oh, well, you're depressed. I'm like, no, not that either. So finally, this lady, she is listening to me, and I am so grateful to her. I can't wait until I see her again so I can thank her. But so I have that. I'm taking supplements for that, and then I do have some vitamin deficiencies, which she's got me squared away on that as well. So very happy, already feeling more energy, already sleeping better. Appetite is almost back to normal. I'm back to my treadmill routine. I'm back to walking out in nature at my favorite parks. I'm very happy already. So it's a little update. But one of my stationery that I'm going to talk about today is from a pen pal who I'm now calling my friend. We've been writing long enough. You're officially a close friend to me. Was so sweet when I had my little fish poisoning scare. And rather than send me flowers, she sent me some floral stationery, and it's so beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys. So that'll be coming here in a little bit. Alright, so like usual, I'm going to start off with the 28-pound paper. I don't know what happened to all my 32-pound weight paper. I think I used it to make books. That is kind of my go-to paper for making books. It makes great pages for books, signatures. So, but this is 28 pound. It should still suffice. You probably will get some bleed through or ghosting, but we're going to go with it. So we'll just start here with a little swirly cue. And I should say this is a fine nib that I'm working with in this pen. Just do our little lines. I love these pens. They write so smooth. I just wrote back to one of my pen pals last night. It went out in today's mail about these pens. They were telling me how they wouldn't have any problem. They don't mind at all going to all Kakunos because they're just such a great pen. I agree with that. I'm very happy for my pen pal who introduced me to these because I'm loving them. And they have so many cute colors. I did a little down the rabbit hole when I was researching the family series, for example, just kind of comparing the different color collections and like how they're different. And I did see some like artist collaboration custom Kakunos, which I can't find any in stock. I thought that they were really cool. There was a Pokemon series. There was, I think, a Ghibli series also, some other anime characters. So, they were very nice. Now, like I said with this ink, it is a new ink, but it appears to be doing quite well. So there you have it. I think that's a really nice color pen pairing. Pretty close. Ink might be slightly darker. But we'll see how it does on the other papers because as I've demonstrated before in my new pen day videos, it does change depending on the weight of paper that you use. So now I'm going to go over to the 160 GSM. And again, with the heavier weight paper, you are going to get a finer line, as you can see. Alright. Does great with my cursive, great with my print. Do a little color swatching here. It does look lighter on this paper. It actually looks like a completely different hue of blue in my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think it's like a lighter, more true blue? Whereas the 28 pound shows more of the gray because it is blue gray. I think so. Okay, so now this is Tomoe River paper here. Probably should cut this down. I could use this. I'm going to do that. I could use this for multiple pen samplings. Cut this down. There we go. I'll just leave these somewhere here. Just tuck them in my little toolbox here. I'll just use those for other videos. Same with that. There we go. All right. Tomoe River paper. Here we go. Okay. You can see it is a much thinner paper. It's moving quite easily with my pen. Now for a little color swatching. Okay, so now I'll hold these up to compare. Now as the ink dries, you're likely going to see other features in it, like sheen, hue, different tones of the blue could come through. You do notice too how on the 160 GSM and the Tomoe River it takes longer to dry. You can see where I've smeared it here. It kind of sets on the paper a little bit, whereas this copy paper just soaked right up. That's why you have the thicker line. And then I've been forgetting to do this, but let's look at ghosting and bleed through. So again, 28 pounds, you got quite a bit. I don't think that that would happen so much with a 32-pound paper, possibly, but yeah, definitely with a 28. 160 GSM, you're pretty good there. I'd say this is a safe ink to use with bullet journals. And then with your Tomoe, you're pretty good there. You got a little bit of ghosting, especially where I did the color block sample here. But you could probably write on both sides of your paper if you were writing a letter, for example, with this ink. So, great experience. Love the pen. I think the color matches very well. And again, that's, I'm probably not saying it right, but Hongdian Blueish Gray. And I got this and the pen set on Amazon. And then I will show you guys that, I'll just put this cap on, the growth of my Kakunos. And I've been keeping them in this Galen leather banker sleeve. This is what I did home my TWSBI Rainbow in, but I've since moved it into my other pen carrying pouch. So now this is my Kakuno family. This is the one that my pen pal introduced me to Kakunos with right here. And then he also sent me this pink one, which I love. And then, so we have the boy, we have the girl, this is the mama, and now we have the papa, and I'm waiting on the baby to come. I did order the baby. So, spoiler alert, one of the next videos I do is going to be for the baby Kakuno, if you're interested in that, to see what ink I put in it. So there's my growing Kakuno family. I'm probably going to stop buying these pens once I get the last member of the family, unless another like exclusive or limited set comes out, like this one here is a limited color combo, or if there's like a cute like art collab that comes out, like the Pokemon, I might do something like that. But otherwise, this is my Kakuno collection. Love that. And then let's get in here and swatch this new ink. You know what? I'm not going to get my nib out since the pen's already inked up. I'll just use the pen. I did that last time and it worked really well, I think. So let's turn to a blank page here. There we go. I think this ink is pretty nice, and like I said, they had several different colors, so I might get another bottle or two. And then what other personal updates can I give you while I do this? Well, you might have noticed I have more freckles today. I have been working out in the sun. This is why, to the viewer who made the comment about me going to Coachella, this is why I can't go to Coachella. Let me take my watch off, my Fitbit. You can see my tan line. This is after about 20 minutes in the yard doing some mowing and planting flowers. I still have some red on this side. Yeah, I fry, guys. Literally, it's bad. So I could not survive the desert. I'd have to have like one of those tents or a what do they call it? The big canopies. I wouldn't be able to do lawn seats or something like that. I'd turn into a lobster. That's with sunscreen too. I always joke and say I don't tan, I just turn into one big freckle. Okay, so for the ink, I'm going to write that down. And then for the color, they're calling it Blueish Gray. I like that. It's a nice, simple name. I can pronounce that. Nothing too difficult. You guys know I struggle with my pronunciation with some of these names, especially the Japanese ones. Okay, I'm going to move this aside to let it dry. And then I want to show you that stationery that my friend just got me. Thank you so, so much. Beautiful. This just arrived today, but she also got me these lovely stationery papers. They're so pretty. I've already started to use them. I've actually cut out some of the flowers on some of the pages and included them in some of my journal pages because they're just so pretty. I think this teal one right here that I'm on now is my favorite. Gorgeous. The ginkgo leaves are beautiful. If you remember when I did my nature journal on the channel, flipped it, I had some ginkgo leaves in there. The crocuses are beautiful. Hibiscus is gorgeous. And then on the back side, it's unlined, so you could still write on either side. But what I might do is write on the lined side and then draw or sketch on the unlined side. This way I can send some art to my pen pals. I think that might be a way to jazz up my letters a little bit. So pretty. But yeah, this is what my friend sent me after my ER scare with the fish poisoning. And instead of flowers, she sent me floral stationery. So beautiful. Thank you so, so much. Absolutely love it. You're so incredibly thoughtful. And then she got me this, which arrived today. And how perfect. If you remember when I was going through my Q1 review and I showed you my 5-year prayer journal from Hosanna Revival, this journal, in my opinion, kind of matches that. It's this gorgeous leather bullet journal. How beautiful. You've got some gold foiling. The spine has some as well. Different pattern and design on the back. Lovely little pen loop, and then the pages. The page ends are gilded. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. Thank you so, so much. I think what I might do, because this matches my prayer journal so much, I might turn this into a scripture journal. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do with it. I think I'm going to, for my Bible study and my church, I'm going to write down my favorite scripture from that day's message, and then I'm going to reflect on it. That's what I'm going to use this for. So beautiful. Thank you so much. And look, it matches my pen. Oh, how perfect. You know what? I might just dedicate this pen to this journal. I think that would work out really well. Because this, I believe, is it 160 GSM? Let me see here. What do we got? It doesn't say. I wonder if it says somewhere in the journal. No, ooh, it's got a nice back pocket though, kind of like the Archer and Olive does. It feels like 160, guys. It feels like 160 GSM. I love that the pages are numbered too. That's kind of rare to find in a bullet journal. Yeah, so this pen should work perfectly in this journal. Great, I'm going to do that. Love it. Alright, so here's your inks, little samples, and the pen for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.